Tashomi's Harmony and Hustle.
Either if it's a building, a painting, a song, people need to remember it. If people cannot remember it or memorize it, they can't love it. Again, many notes, you can record a lot of great tracks, but if it's something that doesn't catch at least the ear of, they can't remember it, they can't love it, because they won't memorize it.
Pela música, história de vida e prémios que já alcançou, Luis Martelo é já uma referência no plano nacional e internacional e está em digressão este verão.
Como é que é a vida do Luis Martelo?
Luis Martelo, lovely to see you with your trumpet.
Luis, my friend,
Brother,
thank you for joining me, man.
thank you, man. Thank you. It's an honor for me.
Oh, bro, the honor is mine. The honor is mine. I had the pleasure of meeting you not very long ago, actually.
A month ago?
About
exactly a month ago,
Yes.
today.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I was talking about that.
30 days.
Yes,
ago
30
today.
days. Still waiting
Yeah.
for that paycheck to come
Yeah,
through.
yeah. So that's why we know exactly.
That's why we know exactly. Oh, but it's an absolute pleasure, Luis, and it was great. I mean, we both meet a lot of musicians when we gig, and the pleasure of we have the pleasure of working with different people a lot. And on this gig that we did, there was, I think, a lot of musicians got put together who hadn't worked before. And I met you, and I think 5 minutes into speaking to you, I thought I would love to have you on my podcast, because your journey
we had
is
a
so
big
powerful.
connection.
Straight away,
Yeah,
you really
yeah,
did.
yeah.
And I mean, there's so many different things. There's the world tour, there's all the interviews you've done with BBC Radio and BBC Somerset Radio, and then there's your journey from homelessness to a world touring artist.
Slowly.
Oh man,
Slowly
it's an
getting there,
incredible journey, brother. It's an
It is,
incredible
bro.
journey. And I would love to know more about that. Not to start on a low point, but could you talk to me about the period of homelessness and how you managed to build yourself up?
Yeah, so but I was a little child in a little town, very little town with 1,000 people. And I grown up wanting to be a musician. So we only had one thing in my little town. It was a concert band. So every kid used to go to the concert band. It was like the brass bands here in England, a very traditional thing. So I grown up there wanting to be an army musician. So when I turned 17, I joined the army band, where I was for 5 years. Sadly, when I left the army, it's a big break out, because you don't know really what to do, because that's where you studied all your life for. And my parents split in the same week. So the home I thought I was going to just disappeared. You know what I mean? Because my parents split, and my father used to be violent to my mom, so I could not be with my father, and it was his house. I could not be with my mom because she had no conditions to have me, as she had my younger brother. So it was a big mess for me, losing my job because the contract was finished, losing my family. But I was strong because I was in the army, so I thought, all right, let's fight. And I went to the street. I went to a beach 600 k far from home. So I'm from central North Portugal, and I ended up in south near Algarve, Vila Nova de Mil Fontes, and I was sleeping on a beach. So I slept on, then I built a cave, and I slept in a cave for 3 years. That's how
goodness.
that was
Wow.
my
See,
hard job for 3 years of my life. Yeah.
that is, man, that's a real graft to go from the army to a cave built by your own hands. I
Yeah.
think the only person I can think of who's managed to build success from a cave is Tony Stark.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. But yeah, my success was not built there, but it was forged there. That's how I used to say. I honestly thought I was dead, because most people imputed me that I was dead as well. Even my family, it was like, look at the state of this guy now, what he did to his life. So I felt really alone. But that's when I met God as well. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
That's when I realized it's not just us. You can call it whatever you want. You know what I mean? I know there is something,
Of course.
taking care of us, and I met the God I believe. I believe in Jesus. I know He was there, and that's it, bro. It just turned me into the person I am today. So it was good for me.
That's fantastic.
It was very good for
and
me.
the person you are today, you're now being given instruments. You're performing around the world.
Yeah.
I'll go back to some of your earlier journey, but you have a spectacular trumpet.
Yeah,
here.
they just gave it to me last week. Geva, made in Germany. They are new. This is their new model, and they gave it to me for trial, so to give them a review. And then I did, and they gave me the trumpet. It's unbelievable.
Oh, beautiful.
This is exactly the same trumpet as another big brand they used to work for. So basically, they were a factory for a big brand, and they fall out. So now they stamp the trumpets with their own brand. And the original was 3,000. This one is 700.
Look at that. Wow.
So, yeah, and it's incredible. A very jazzy, looks great, and sounds great.
It looks, and I'm sure sounds like a 3000.
Yeah,
horn.
it sounds very smooth. Smooth, very
I love
jazzy.
the unlacquered
brushed
finish.
matte.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
satin.
It's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So we go from a cave you've built with your hands to being handed trumpets and going on world tours.
Yeah.
What hasn't wavered is your belief in yourself. What is your belief in yourself?
Do you know what? Is not believing in myself, is believing in my mission now. Believing that there is a lot of people who need me, or who needs people like you and like me. And you know our circle. You know our circle is beautiful, is all, but it's nasty as well. And you know that. And not a lot of people is nice in the music industry. So that's why I felt a connection with you, bro. I just got there, a new gig, London, very well paid, as you know, but we get there 15 musicians, all different. I never met anyone. And it might be a bit tricky. But bro, I started talking to you, you talking to me, telling me about your family, the story of your family, mine, and it was straight away. And that's what we need to do, you know what I mean? And people needs to know my story, not to put me in a position that I'm adored. They need to know my story so that they don't fall in the same walls where I've been. Do you know what I mean? That's my only thing. It's not to make me special. It's to help people to don't get there or to get out of there.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
I
yeah.
wanna do.
You said something that's very key, and it's true. When it comes to a lot of these gigs, we're essentially working with people we've never met a lot.
Yeah.
And people always have different personalities, different attitudes, and you don't always feel, even though you're working with people, you don't always necessarily feel connected to people.
or friendship or...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's really so important to see, actually, you're in the same position as I am. I also don't know anyone here.
Yeah.
You know, how do I make you feel comfortable? And hopefully I can feel comfortable.
Exactly.
At the same time.
And it's sad that not a lot of people thinks that way nowadays. I think egos are getting in the way. And there is something I always tell in my lectures. I do lectures in schools and universities exactly because of my story, or mainly because of that. And I used to say, to be in the circle we are, bro, where I'm getting in and you are for a longer time now, the high-end world of music, you might be there just by pure talent, just because you are so good that you end up being contracted. But I might be there because I'm fairly good, but I'm a nice guy, and you are a nice guy. In the end of our career, who is gonna be with people around? Because when you are not good anymore, if you are there by pure talent, bro, it's gone. No one cares when you don't have the talent. The talent will be there. Your body won't answer anymore, that's it. And then I want to finish. I've been alone 3 years of my life, Christmas, New Year, when everyone had a house. You know what I mean? I was seeing people eating on Christmas Eve by the window outside, you know what I mean? Starving. I don't want to end up my life like that anymore. And that's how I want to live my career. Do you know what I mean? That's how I want to keep going, doing the best I can, but thinking always on that side as well. Do you know what I mean?
Well, Luis, I mean, you are a great guy. It was a pleasure meeting you. It was a pleasure working
so
with
are
you.
you. That's why we have to
Yeah,
get
of course,
here.
man. We had
you,
great chats, brother. Oh, I love you too, family. It's really been lovely getting to know you. And you're talking about families at Christmas, community. Well, we were just walking around Taunton earlier on, and everywhere we go into, they know you by name. There's a relationship. You've built a community. You've been on local radio a number of times, and you're really a big face, a big personality here in Taunton.
Around here.
How did you build that career? How did you build that relationship with everybody?
So basically, when I was on the street, I stopped playing. So for 3 years of my life, I stopped. I played from 7 to 21, and then suddenly you stop. And you know, trumpet is very physical. So I didn't play those 3 years, and the 4 years I was in London. So I moved to London. I started working in restaurants, building sites. Then I moved to Taunton with my family, and I started working in a factory here. And a year later, we had a pandemic. So for me, was like a phoenix opportunity. You know what I mean? I said, my wife didn't even know I ever played the trumpet because it was so hard for me to think of that. I never even told her about it, you know what I mean? It was like my thing. She knew I was in the army, because that was my life, but not that I was a trumpet player. But then I decided to buy a trumpet. I said, I'm gonna buy a trumpet and I'm gonna start again, and I did. And during the pandemic, I had almost 2 years to focus, practice 8-9 hours.
Correct.
My body was done, bro. Because the lips couldn't take it, so I was frustrated. But then it started coming back slowly. And when it started coming back, in my town in Portugal, we have a thing called the serenades. We call it serenades. So the university people goes on the street and finds a beautiful woman on a window and all stop and start playing a romantic song for the girls on the windows. And I said, why don't I do that here now that people cannot have contact? We have the hospital here, I told you, with terminal cancers and all that. So I started playing at the door of care homes and the hospital, but with a battery-powered speaker. Beautiful. So I was far away, no contact, that was not illegal, and I was just playing for them. So I started putting in practice and it gave me the callus, as I used to say. It brought me back to the feeling, and it taught me which songs people needed when they needed music.
Yes.
And that's what built my repertoire today. I know what songs I should play and where, and I know they will work. You don't need to do magic. The classics are the classics, and people have memories. And for example, I had people, and this is you can see this in interviews on BBC TV and ITV. They even have short videos of it where people didn't speak for many years with Alzheimer. I start playing in a care home, and they stand up and they say Louis Armstrong, and they can't talk, and the family is just there on the side and crying like, "What did you do?" I didn't do nothing. The music did. I could have played anything, you know what I mean? One was Louis Armstrong and the other was Glenn Miller. Exactly. But memories, you know what I mean? That's the power of music, and that's all I need is to make people happy.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? For example, if I tell you I love you, and you answer me back, yeah, okay. A lot of people is like that, and they say, but that's the way I show love. Bro, it's not, because to show love, I need to understand what you are showing me. If I don't feel you love me, I am not understanding your love, right? So if I say I love you, you understand. If you say, yeah, right, I might not understand that you love me. Music is the same. I'm playing to you, but if you don't understand what I'm playing, if I play a lot of, and now going to the jazz, you are more into the jazz than me. Sometimes jazz nowadays falls too much into technique. Notes. Right, bro, awesome. And unbelievable. I wish I could do all that, but put that in a normal audience.
Yeah.
They won't understand you, bro. So they won't feel the love you want to try. It's so much easier if you play Can't Help Falling in Love, Elvis Presley, in a beautiful way. You do a beautiful solo, you can put some notes, but keep the tune. That's music and love are exactly the same. People need to feel it, and that's where I'm trying to balance myself. You know what I mean? In growing up and get better technically, improvising more, all that, but keeping music where it should be. You know what I mean? Because I think we are losing music nowadays a bit. We are losing it, bro.
Well, probably one of the most powerful things I've heard in a very long time. Music and love are the same. It's amazing. And maybe we are losing a little bit of love in the world, which is why we're also losing a little bit of music. Because the direction of music now is very much, how can I get noticed?
Exactly.
As opposed to giving freely, walking on the street with your trumpet and a speaker just playing. So you did that at the beginning, and now people start to know who you are because you're the trumpet man.
Videos, internet. If you do something good for people, they will record. It started going viral on Facebook. And as you said, trumpet man, if you go, we are going to eat after this interview. We are going together. And you have some kids who don't call me Louis. They don't know my name. They say the trumpet man.
Yeah.
Ah, mommy, look at the trumpet man.
Yes.
So they started knowing me like that. And you went with me to the shop there. It got to the point where I go with my family to a restaurant too, and they say, hey, trumpet man kids, come here. And they don't pay. My kids have ice cream. My kids have everything. So we got hugged here in Taunton in a way that even in my country I didn't. You know what I mean? And that's why I love this so much. It got to the news because they got the videos, BBC Somerset first, then the BBC TV, then the ITV, and then it got to the monarchy. So the High Sheriff of Somerset, the direct representative of the Queen, gave me an award, a medal for community service because of that period.
Amazing.
Which blew my name all over the news here.
Great.
And when Portugal saw me on the news here, like, hey, our guy now is known that. So all over the news in Portugal since then. But because I was doing success here.
Yes.
If I was living there, it was just another one. And again, we fall into the same thing. Maybe your neighbor doesn't even care about you. But any other guy who listens to you will say, wow, this guy is crazy. Why? Do you know what I mean? Do you know? There are two kinds of jealousy. The one, you have a great saxophone, and I want to have a great saxophone as well, like you. Because I want to be like you. That's a good jealousy. So I wanted to be like Louis Armstrong when I grown up. That's a good jealousy because it makes you improve. But there's a different kind of jealousy nowadays that I think is growing, which is you have a great saxophone, so I don't want you to have it because I don't have it as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's sad, bro. It's good to be jealous. If it's in a way that makes you move forward to be better. You know, if it's to make the other look weaker, to look weak like you, why? It won't make my life any easier. You know what I mean? That I know is a made up. If you hide the candle, the light of the candle of someone, it won't make you shine more. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You don't need it, bro. There is space for everyone. We are not the same. We are not equal. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just happy that I meet people like you. For me, this is the big goal, bro. Being here with you, played with you as I did, for me was worth everything. Everything. And I don't care, bro.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, brother, what you're saying is so true. The lane, you don't have to, getting inspired from somebody is beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing what they do, if that's something that you want to do, that's fantastic. But you don't have to necessarily envy or think negatively of.
Of course not.
Your
bro.
lane is there. And by the sounds of things, I think, after hearing what you're saying, I don't think you did everything you were doing in terms of playing in the street and things like this because you wanted to be recognized for some
I was not expecting at all.
No, it's just what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I went to the street because I wanted to play. I wanted to put it in use where I was, and it happened. And everything started. Then, of course, I started seeing opportunities coming, TVs, and so I started working in my own original music, which is something that put me. When you have original stuff to play with orchestras like I do, is nice because you can have different jobs. But bro, I never do something because I want people to love what I do, but I don't want people to think that I'm famous because or make me famous because of what I do. That's not the main point. If it happens, it's an automatic thing because obviously if people love you, you're gonna get recognized.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But I want people to feel happy with my music.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I do funerals, bro. I play in veterans' funerals because I was in the army. I don't charge them. Most people around here know. But from those funerals, I got many weddings. From those weddings, I got many big parties, you know. So sometimes you need to lose to win, and people need to understand that. And in our circle, again, sometimes because we are starting to get on top, we forget the rest. It's good to keep some little things.
Yes.
Because they keep you rooted, bro.
Absolutely.
If I have time, I put my trumpet and I pick my trumpet and I go to play on the street again. When I come back, I came back from the United States playing in New York for 2 weeks, and I was playing there, and people was giving me much more money than usual, because they were saying, "What are you doing here? You were just in America. Take it," because they value it. They know you are not there just for the money. You know what I mean? I just came from America. Not that I'm rich. I wish. And you know, music.
Yeah,
we don't get rich.
It's not that
we
easy.
don't. Oh, no. But yeah. But I do it for my family, bro.
Yes.
You met my kids.
Beautiful.
Bro, they are all. I want them to be better than I was. Do you know what I mean? And I want them to see that if we work hard, we don't need to step on anyone's toes to get there.
Not.
You know what I mean?
How you've managed to balance? It sounds to me like you've managed to balance your passion with music, as well as making money and sustaining your family.
Yeah.
Because it's a business, but it's also what you love doing.
Yeah.
How have you managed to do that?
So, again, if I go to play in a place that is not my kind of environment, I will turn it down. I won't play in a satanic party, for example. I won't play in in a strip club, for example. I have kids, you know what I mean? You might do it if you are single. I respect that, you are cool. It's not my thing. My family needs to be above the work, because the work I do is to feed them and to give them a better future, you know what I mean? Because for me, I will just do it for, bro, we musicians, we don't really care about, we need the money, but we do it because we love it. Otherwise, you won't do it. So that's how I balance it. I do what I like in the way I can do. In some places I would like to, I'm not doing it, you know what I mean? Because I know I have a family, so I lose in one side, but I win in the other.
Yeah.
And then I keep it with the small things. I don't do a bigger show. I do a few funerals, I do a wedding. In that, I will compensate it somehow, you know what I mean? But I just did the biggest, which is Wembley for you. In Portugal is Mel Arena, is in Lisbon. I just did it last year. If you ask anyone in my country, my age, who played there, trumpet players, maybe 20,000 people. It was crazy. Amazing. With one of the best African bands in Portugal. And for me, that's the thing, you know what I mean? I will get there, like I got to you. God, all my life was a line, and it seems like written. What I went through on the street was good to make the guy I am today, so that I could be the father that I am today, and I could value this now.
Yes.
Because I had it before. If I valued it more, if I saved the money, if I was a better professional, I would not end up on the street when my parents split, because I would be ready.
Yeah.
And I was not.
Yeah.
I was enjoying life. I'm a musician, I'm young, girls, drinks, you know. I don't want it, bro. So everything happened for a reason.
Of course, and everything happens at the right time.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you, on a quick aside, do you know João, the percussionist for Incognito?
João. The guy who lives in London.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
He's moved back to
yeah,
Portugal.
Well, I know him online only. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll get you guys connected.
Everybody talks about him.
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah. I'll connect you guys.
Guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's
João.
doing great things in Portugal. Actually. I'll get you guys connected for sure.
I need to take you to Portugal, bro. You
Oh,
gotta
I'd
play
love
with
to,
him.
man.
Oh, man.
I've been once. It's beautiful, stunning place. Stunning place. But of all the places I've been, I've only been there once. I'd love to go back. Really.
In which part have you been? Algarve or Lisbon?
I think it was Lisbon. At least the part where you have the mountains and the massive sort of bridge.
Oh yeah. So Lisbon.
Yes,
yeah,
Lisbon.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Sintra.
Yes.
Perth Sintra, yeah.
Yes. But I think it would have been a gig, so it would have been a day or two. So you know.
The usual. No, but you need to go
Exactly.
with more time with your wife, bro.
I'll
get you. I'll get a gig
Oh,
there.
please, it'll be great.
No worries,
It'll
bro.
be great, my friend.
Always get it.
So, not many musicians have sort of been able to not only release their own music, but also represent themselves, not just as a musician, but as a personality. And I think that's what I really see from you through the interviews and through just your story, which has gotten you in so many different places. So as part of that experience is, like you said, speaking on BBC Radio Somerset. Can you talk to me a bit about that and how that came about and some of your experiences going on radio, and actually if that's something that people should be really thinking about?
Yeah, I think one of the things that can make your career work very well nowadays is social media. We have that advantage, and I know a lot of people is against it because we also can have a lot of rubbish getting famous nowadays because of social media. Let's forget that kind of thing. That's not the ones we are worried about, and we can't do anything about it because they will always. I used to say, if I want to be famous, I will take my pants and run on the road with my trumpet. Tomorrow I'll be famous, bro.
Yes, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? Tomorrow I'll be famous. That's not the kind of thing we are doing. Musicians, I do original music a lot. I'm going to my third album now. And one of the things is being original. If people love something because they remember it. Why do you love the Statue of Liberty? Because it's something that you can remember. Either if it's a building, a painting, a song, people needs to remember it. If people cannot remember it or memorize it, they can't love it. Again, many notes, you can record a lot of great tracks, but if it's something that doesn't catch at least the ear of, they can't remember it, they can't love it because they won't memorize it. How can I start singing a song that I can't memorize if it's too much? Do you know what I mean? So I learned, if you want to be successful on original music, all right, you can tell me, and I have a lot of friends, but I do what I like. All right, but just don't complain. I do what I like, but inside of what I like, I try to do what I like and people also likes. So I need the balance. If I just do what I like, I can't complain that I have no gigs or that people doesn't listen to me, because if no one understands you, forget it, you know what I mean? And I have people as well saying, but you should sound more like Miles, or you should sound... Bro, if you want to hear Miles, you go on YouTube and you press play, or you buy a CD player and you put, Miles is dead, my name is Louis, I'm not Miles. Do you want me to play something inspired by Miles in his style? Awesome, bro. I like to hear it, but I'm never going to play like him. You will never play like Coltrane, bro. And that's why I love on you. I see your videos now, and straight away I recognize who you are in the middle of the sounds, and that's amazing, bro. Because I know it's your way to say the phrases, the funky phrases we were. I know it's you. You know what I mean? And that's amazing. That's what makes you different. And when you have a story behind it, whatever story it is, you have a story. You told me about, for example, your wife, family, you wrote the first book. I remember that.
Yes.
And I'm very proud. Bro, I was so proud of that. That's something that you can attach to your career. And you need to be clever. Because the media, they want news. They don't want music, bro. They don't want you. They want your life. They want to struggle everything about you and use the good things then. My life turned around when I stopped being ashamed of being on the street and being a drug addict at the time, because I ended up in a bad state and all that. Do you know 8 Mile, the movie?
Yes.
When Eminem ends up saying everything about himself and then now say, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I went to the news, all right. I was homeless, I was this, I have no money, I have kids to raise, I need help, I have nothing, but I'm here with my music. So I started changing the game, and it became a brand. In every show of mine with orchestra, Tashomi, you go to see the videos, I sell 20, 30, 40 t-shirts with my name.
Beautiful.
Not because the t-shirt is beautiful, people want to support you. Why do singers do that? Why do singers sell CDs and sell and sign and we don't? Do you know what I mean? Why?
Yes.
We are not different, bro. We need to create our own thing. We need to stop waiting for things to happen. We need to make it happen. I buy USBs now, empty USBs. I fill them with my albums, 3 albums I have now. I sell them in the shows. For £10, £15, doesn't matter. Everybody buys it. 3 albums for £10. That's one CD. But they buy it. You know what I mean? And when you have a new one, they are all already asking, can we have the new one? That's it, bro. You need to create a brand. You need to create a presence. And if you are not seen, people will forget you. So you need to keep doing a good thing. You know what I mean? You have original music. I saw it on your YouTube as well. But if you want to put it in another level, you will do it. You will release it. Radio, straight away. Go on ChatGPT now. I do this. I'm releasing a new single, as you know, on Sunday. I went to ChatGPT and I wrote, give me all the local radios emails from England. ChatGPT gives it to you. Copy.
Great.
Create a press release, a little image, the single, send, ciao, CC. So no one, or without knowledge, so people can't see who you are. Go to 300, 400, 500. And people say, but only one answer. Yeah, one today, 2 tomorrow. That's how I got on ITV and BBC. they said, I really like this music. Can we do an interview about your story? So you need to do it. You need to waste time. And it's not time wasted, but you need to lose time. And Facebook, for me, I have, for a trumpet player, 45,000 followers. We are talking in 5 years, because I only restarted playing in 2020.
Wow.
So 6 years. 45,000. When I started playing again, I had to build it all slowly.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But you need to do it.
Yes.
You can't expect, unless you are in a circle where you are now, where you play with guys like Usher, as you did, and you did royal weddings in India. You are in a circle that people calls you. Like I am in that position now. But in terms of originals, as well, I need to put it there. Otherwise, they won't come for you. And what I like to do with the orchestras is my job. And then you can have your originals. With your band, I have a quintet. I just took them for a jazz festival in Portugal now, which is my own band.
Great.
Then I have the same arrangements for a full orchestra. Then I have my covers, Louis Armstrong and whatever. I have the things I did with you, function bands. And if you do a bit of everything, bro, you're gonna live with music.
Yeah.
Now you can't expect just now. I just like to do this, and this is what I wanna do. What do you expect? To play at Ronnie Scott's every single day on your own? There is many people fighting for the same place. We talked about the guy Jay Phelps just now, which bro, unbelievable for me. I told you, his feeling is not my thing again. The way he improvises is out of my, of what I know.
Same for me, brother.
bro,
Trust me. Same for me.
incredible. And but the feeling he gives to, oh man, come on. And if I see him playing at Ronnie Scott's, if I want to be there as well, I need to work hard, bro. You know what I mean? Because the places are tight, and you know that there are so many good guys around, and we need, so you need to go where you can go and understand that everyone has a place.
Yeah.
Before I play at the Royal Albert Hall, I need to play at the Brew House in Taunton, I need to play at the theater around here. I need to start building it, and that's what I'm doing. Now I'm doing New York, I did Canada twice this year.
Great.
I'm going to Azores Islands, I'm going to Morocco in December.
Great.
So I'm playing all over. But my music, my thing, I'm not playing in function bands, you know what I mean? I'm going on my own with bands. So I can say that. I'm going there because it's my name, it's me.
Yes.
My music, because people is getting in love to that, but that needs to be promoted.
Yes.
You know
What's
what I mean?
brilliant is, like you rightly said, everyone's got their sound, their feel.
Exactly.
You have yours.
Yeah.
And yours is accessible.
It's
everybody.
different, bro.
It's different, but it's so accessible. Like you said, I can listen to it. Grandma can listen to it.
Exactly.
Kids can listen to it.
Exactly.
It brings everybody in. It's not pretentious.
Yes.
It's not too much. It's acceptable for the general listener.
It's music.
It's music, my friend.
There are only two kinds of music, good and bad. My teacher used to say that when I was growing
like
up.
that.
There are only two styles of music. If I translate it literally, it's two styles of music, the good one and the bad one. And I grown up thinking of that. That's why I mix a lot of things. I grown up just with like Glenn Miller and Louis Armstrong, which in Portugal was not common. But I had a little cassette thing, and I used to listen to it. And then I grown up to Roy Hargrove, for example, Strasbourg Sun Tennis,
Yes,
which gave me,
beautiful.
man,
Yeah.
when I heard that the first time, I was here already. So imagine how innocent I was, even that I was a professional before. That was a kind of music that was not arriving in Portugal. Trombone Shorty, I don't know, Winter Marsalis, Arturo Sandoval, and I started mixing funk with Latin things. So I have my own thing. You might not like it, but it's me. And a lot of people will like it exactly because it's me.
Exactly because it's you.
And no one can contract you to do my thing because it's so me that you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I mean, for people who is listening, do something that no one can be contracted to do your job.
Yes.
We can be contracted to do function stuff as we did, and other guys can. But to do your original, where I heard you talking in French in your original song, what's the name of that track you have?
Oh, Ne Move Your Dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, incredible, because that's so you. Do you know what I mean? Who will play that live if it's not you?
Yeah.
That's so you. It's part of it. Do you know what I mean? And that's
I
what
know
you
exactly
need, bro.
what you mean. No, it's beautiful.
That's the music that lasts forever is that music that you always connect to someone. Can't Help Falling in Love. It was not an Elvis song, but you connected to Elvis. He promoted it. So Louis Armstrong, he didn't write Hello Dolly. Hello Dolly was Jerry Herman for the musical.
Ah.
He made it famous, and the original is very quiet. Is in the musical. He made it a very.
Yeah.
When the Saints Go Marching In is ancient. Is nothing
Yeah.
to. You know what I mean? But those were the guys who thought, all right, this music connects to me. Let's make it, and it becomes crazy.
I think what you have done really well with your own sound is you've managed to build up a network and trust around it.
Oh yeah.
Now, how do you manage to have not just quintets, but orchestras playing your music? How do you do that?
So basically, I wanted to start playing with orchestra, which is a big thing. You know, you think so many people, the logistics. So again, because I came from nothing and I lived on the street, I learned how to do stuff without any money. Like during the pandemic, I told you before, we didn't talk about it. I had on my YouTube channel, I have interviews that I did. Why? I didn't have money to have lessons, and I was restarting playing. I needed lessons with the best guys because I was struggling. So I started doing interviews online because everyone was at home with the best guys in the world, and people was asking questions on the comments. But actually, I was learning with the questions. I was asking the guy who plays with Marsalis. I told you, Kenny Rumpton, Kenny, how do you do this solo? And the guy was saying this, and they became friends. And so you need to know how to. Because it's not a cheap life. Music is very expensive. Instruments are very expensive. I cannot afford trumpets, bro. I have 3 kids, which you met, and I have 2 adopted, which I adopted straight when I moved to London, when I met my wife, which are oldest. They were not there today. So I have 5 kids. How can I buy trumpets? I cannot. So I need to build a trust in a way that they see in me an advantage to promote them.
Yes.
And, do you know what I mean? So we need that. And now I got lost in the question.
Well, the question was about how you have built enough trust to have orchestras back
exactly.
Yes.
So going back to that, what I decided to do, start with transcriptions from my original songs. Transcribe them for a band. That's easy, bro. Any guy in London does that to you, a track, he does the arrangement for you for 80 quid. Easy. Then when I had 10 songs, a concert, I started sending to bands, saying, look, I go there, you only pay me the trip, and this is my videos on TV, on radio, because you have been on radio already. For them, BBC, doesn't matter, it's local. BBC out of this country, and people doesn't realize, it's BBC, wow, BBC. Oh, the guy has been on BBC, so he's good. They trust you. Then you need to go and do a good job, otherwise you are not called anymore. But I went there, first 2-3 concerts for only the travels. Did the concert. In the end of the concert, I sold more CDs and USBs and T-shirts than they would be able to pay me in. I made like 900 quid, £1,000, just selling stuff without charging them. So I started realizing, okay, we can do this. Then your name starts going around. And now when I send it, the conductor sends to the other conductor, which is a friend in Philippines, and I go from country to country, and I play with the local orchestras. Do you know what I mean? I don't need the logistic of taking an orchestra. They need the logistic to take only me.
Yes.
I get there, sometimes I even sleep in the house of the conductor. I don't want hotels, so I don't like those, if I need to, but I don't like those kind of things. I get there, we have 2 rehearsals, 1 concert, I enjoy, I get paid, I sell my stuff in the end, that's it, bro.
Great.
Do you know what I mean? And
Great.
that's how I started, and now it's going, of course. I'm in the 2nd year doing a world tour now, so
Yes.
it's being very well.
What is that feeling? What is going through your mind when you're stood on stage and there's an orchestra behind you and you're playing the music that you have come up with, that you have created?
Man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because when you write something original, unless you fall to the side of trying to be too commercial and you do it just because people will like it, so you are not really feeling it. Sometimes it might happen. That's why I talked about the balance before. You need the music to sell, but to be yours. So when they are playing my music, is my music. It's something that I felt for some reason, and I always inspire myself, almost always on people. I have one to my daughter. I have one to a nephew that I lost 4 years old with a brain cancer, which is a beautiful ballad. So when people I have one called London, like a Frank Sinatra style. So man, listening to them playing something that came from me, do you know what I mean? And then at the same time, I'm looking at me and thinking, who am I? Do you know what I mean? We are nothing, bro. Who am I? And these guys are all playing my music, and I'm doing what I like. That's what I feel. Is more that than thinking, oh yeah, I'm good, and they are playing my music. Not about that. Is that pride, but the good pride of feeling, wow.
Yeah.
Where did I get to? Do you know what I mean? It might end tomorrow. Maybe, because if you die tomorrow, me, no one will remember us in 2-3 years. That's the sad thing about artists. If you are a football player, maybe. A musician, bro. So that's why we need to stop with the egos. We need to stop fighting each other and, bro, who cares? We are all here for the same. You know what I mean? I would love you to play my music, bro. And I would love to play on yours as well, do you know what I mean? And take you to my concert. If I'm able to do that, as I did now with my band, I took them all to Portugal. I feel so proud because I'm giving a bit of me to someone else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to go to your ancestors' country. We talked about
absolutely.
Is a place that I really want to go, a culture that if one day I will be able to go with you, even for free, that's the mentality. Sometimes you need to do it because of the love only.
Yeah.
And you will get a return, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You need a trumpet player, you don't have money to play, I will record for you, bro. Of course, we cannot do that on a daily basis for everyone, but you are my brother. I will do it for you.
Appreciate you saying
Tomorrow
that,
I need it.
Oh,
I will call you. You know,
I'm there.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We need to think more like that, and it will be so much easier. There is so much gigs everywhere, and there is space for everyone.
Of course.
Space for everyone.
That's the point. You build a network, you build relationships, you build trust, and now all of a sudden, I've got people I can call on.
Exactly.
And people who can depend on me too.
Exactly.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be so big and so vast. It can be, let me just call Louis.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, probably you will not call the best musician you know. You will call a good musician that is a great guy and is your friend. The guy that you think, oh, it will be nice to hang out with this guy. Let's call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't need the stress, you don't need the hassle, you don't need the pain. Again, so that's one of the big messages I want to give is be a good human being before you try to be a big musician.
So far. I mean, if you look at Hollywood and look at the movies and you sort of see the same actors in a lot of movies, well, it's because they're good friends with the directors.
Yes.
You know?
And they deal well with each other. Otherwise, bro, especially if you are touring, bro. When you do those gigs out of the country, like you cannot go with guys that are fighting on the airplane and who wants to be? Oh, come on,
man! I know stories of people who don't get gigs purely because
they don't hang out with. I know.
Like hanging out with that person.
I had the same.
It happens, man.
Yeah,
they're fantastic musicians, fantastic singers.
But what does that matter? Do you know what I mean?
If you're not really the best person to hang out with. And I'm 100% sure, gigs have come where my name has come up and people have been like, maybe he's not. And that's because everybody's everybody and you're not going to get on with everybody.
With me, same, bro. Same. And we are talking about you and taking it to a stage that I don't like to take in interviews because I think it's silly and ridiculous. But you know nowadays, for example, you have racist people. People who won't work with you just because you are Portuguese or you are black or you are... Oh, bro, I had that problem here. A guy thought I was Romanian because of my color and a bit gypsy, as he called me, and he didn't like me at all because of that. One day we were in a coffee shop with other friends, and he said, "Oh, bro, sorry, I just didn't like you because I thought you were Romanian." And I said, "What do you mean?"
That's crazy.
That's what you are even telling me that. You know what I mean? That's stupid. I don't like you now. Do you know what I mean? I don't like a guy like you.
All of a sudden like you now because you realise I'm not Romanian. What the hell?
And if I was Romanian?
Exactly.
Do you understand? Crazy. Come on, bro.
And it's funny because it works both ways. Sometimes they get a call. I was speaking to Jay Phelps about this. Sometimes you get a call and they want you because you are of a particular culture.
Yeah, but that's different. I think music has no borders, but music born in certain areas.
Yeah.
So
man.
your style of music might have come from your country. So I might want that kind of sound.
But sometimes they just want that kind of looking person
as well.
You know, because it looks cool.
But you know why? I was playing with you, and my wife is gonna see this, and she's gonna laugh. I got home and I was telling my wife, baby, I need to learn how to dance like that guy, bro. He was doing this and I tried to do 2 steps and I fall to the sofa straight away and she was laughing. You know what I mean? Because you have a different feeling, bro. It's a different culture. But don't tell me anyone dances like that, like black people. We can't. Bro.
But I don't even dance like black people. Trust me, there's some guys who can really dance.
You did the one to the side, and I was
a
trying.
Little crip walk, maybe.
And I tried 2 times, and when I saw your feet, I said, "Forget that. Let's just."
Oh my goodness!
But you know, I mean, we have different styles, bro. So in that thing, if it's in a respectful way, I understand it, bro.
Sure. But I agree with you. I also don't like. I'll tell you what, and your life is a testimony to this. I try not to think about ideas of because of one's skin color, you don't get opportunities. I try not to think about that because I think you get from life the energy that you put out. And if you're constantly thinking these negative things, you're more likely to see it.
And you cannot live on that. You're gonna get crazy, bro.
Like you're gonna get crazy, bro. And I look at your life and you have just thought about, firstly, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think your passion has gone first, and then the need to capitalize has come afterwards. Yeah. And it hasn't come the other way.
I lost a lot in the beginning. Actually, we were struggling a lot, and I thought on giving up again, because I was doing it for love and care homes and playing on the street. Yeah, it was nice, but it wasn't enough to feed all my family. And I even told my wife, I'm gonna give up. And luckily, I have a person who. Well, when I'm on a world tour, I spend 2 weeks out, 1 in with the kids. She keeps the kids. She respects me a lot and she trusts me. You know what I mean? But it's not easy. But the passion is what takes it further. I had the opposite in situations where I was not well psychologically, very tired, where I was earning a lot more than usual, but I was not with the same passion, and it was worse for me. Right. Worse for me. So I prefer when I'm full of passion and I get enough than the opposite way. Getting a lot of money and not being happy.
Well, so some things have really worked for you and then some things have been learnings, right? So you opened a shop not very long ago, didn't you?
3 years ago, and I closed it last year.
Well, so how did that come about?
There was a politic kind of mess here because we had the Taunton Council here, and then they closed the councils around and they mix all of them in one, which is the Somerset Council. And where I had my shop was just here on the side of the castle, is a listed building. So I had the signs outside saying Luis Martelo Music, and because everybody knew me from town, everybody was going in. Great. I got a call from the council, you need to take the signs off, because they didn't knew me. They were the guys coming from Devon and Cornwall's council. The council from here, even the mayor, they are our best friends, you know what I mean? They all supported, but they couldn't do anything because those guys are the leaders now, and they are not even from here. Wow. Sometimes it's just by the phone. Yeah. They don't care. Yeah. Take the signs down because it's a listed building. I tried, bro. I tried. Without signs, no one knew where, bro, forget it. It started dying, and then it was more online. I started going better with the tour. So I said, I can't have a shop closed because I'm always traveling, what's the point? So I closed it. I sold a few things online that I still had, and nowadays I have the contact with all the brands you can imagine, most of them, and I can help friends to get cheaper instruments because I know the owners. I can say, look, the guy cannot pay in once, can he pay in installments? I have shops who help with that. So I use it more to help others and myself than to being worried about. Yeah.
Well, it's been such a learning though, hasn't it? Because at the time, I guess it would have been quite a big step.
Oh yeah, and it was good because here was nothing. We have John Packer, which is a British brand, just in Wellington. It was in Taunton, but he's in Wellington. But he's a medium, low kind of instruments. Some instruments are good, but are Chinese made, and usually valves are a bit stickier. It's not a high-end kind of thing. So I wanted to open something different here with other brands like Yamaha's and whatever. And but they just cut my legs. So, but as you said, maybe it was not the time.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
It was a good experience. I think in the future is something I would like to do. Because actually I was using the shop, I had the shop, and I was doing master classes there or teaching as well. or letting people rehearse for free. They had no space to rehearse, so they were rehearsing in my shop.
Right.
Bands. Yeah, it works for a while, but it's just too much.
So with your journey, what would you say are some of the most valuable lessons you've learned along the way?
You always need people, bro. That's the thing. Wherever you are in life, doesn't matter the state you are, you can't live alone, bro. You can't live alone, and we should always focus on that. Independently, if the problem is too big, don't let yourself get so angry and so frustrated that you put all your friends away.
Yeah.
Because if you end up alone, bro, being alone is not fine. Being alone is not fine. And when you're angry, always think if you are alone with yourself as you are in that moment, you wouldn't take yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because if you are like that, you can't be on your own. You need to take it out, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the worst thing for me when I got on the street. The first maybe 6 months, having to deal with myself.
Yeah.
Bro, if I was married with myself, I would get a divorce, bro. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated. If I lived alone, I would run out of home.
Yeah.
I didn't want myself in me, you know what I mean? I was thinking, who is this guy?
Wow.
So it's so good to have friends, bro. One thing that I love, and anybody who knows me will say, I give a lot of hugs. Sometimes too much. I love a hug, bro. Whatever, because it was so long without a hug, you know what I mean? And it's the kindest thing you can give to someone. Give your arms, give a hug to someone.
Embrace somebody.
Just say, it's fine, we are here. Sometimes you don't even need it. Or you don't even show, maybe you are happy now. I don't know what's going inside of you, bro. If I give you a hug, maybe it's enough for you to feel, come on. And it's enough. You don't need to talk, bro. Don't need to talk. You need to give a hug to someone, look at someone, and blink your eye when you go on the street. Sometimes, a thing I love to do, when I see, this town was a very traditional town, I told you, and we have now a lot of Nigerian people, and is becoming a very multicultural. But of course, as I felt when I moved here, we were not many foreigners here. They are feeling a bit out of their world yet. I love when I'm playing, for example, and the kids come and because even if they don't want to, they feel they are not in their own country, for example, or they see a lot of white people. It's a bit scary because it's different, and children are different. If my daughter looks at you, she will ask, why is he that color and you are? Because they are innocent.
Yeah.
So the best thing I can do to a kid is just blink my eye and do like this high five.
Yeah.
And, enough, bro. I didn't say anything. And the parents start talking to me, and we are, do you know, the world is so easy, bro.
Yeah.
We just try too much, too
Yeah.
hard. And if it's hard, it's just made up, you know what I mean? And when it's made up, bro, it's not real. I have a lot of people who talks to me, and you know it's a made up thing. Are you okay? You know, we don't need that, man. If you don't have nothing to say, shush.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. That's it. But yeah.
What would you say are some of your greatest achievements, do you reckon?
Having a family. The biggest of them all, bro. So that I'm not alone anymore. That's the thing. The future is there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And of course, I said it before, and I will say not because you are here, but playing with people like you, meeting people like you along the way. And probably in the last 2 years, you were one of the best things that happened to me.
Oh, brother.
No, bro, I'm saying this.
Much love.
I told the same to my wife. You can. I'm not saying it because it's you. I would say the same. And it is what it is. Sometimes we don't understand why, but it's the same energy, same.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We make friends, and that's what friends are for. You know?
Absolutely.
That's it,
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I've been holding back the tears in this episode.
No,
to be honest
no.
with you,
No,
a lot
no.
of things you said have
That's
moved
the
me
sun,
quite
bro.
greatly.
That's the sun.
It's the
Sun
sun.
is hitting your.
It's the sun. It's,
your-
exactly. It's the angle. Well, I end all my podcasts with this last question, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this. What do you think is the single most valuable opinion you have of yourself?
I have of myself. That's a hard question, bro. The one thing, there are things we can never be sure if we say. But if I say I'm humble, I'm not being humble, right?
Paradox.
But I would say the most valuable opinion about myself is I am a guy who tries to be better every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day, bro. And not only in music or anything. And I'm very persistent. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I became what I am now and I am where I am. Because again, there are guys much better than me. There are guys who studied much more than me, who didn't stop for 7 years, so they studied all their life. They have great, but is missing something.
Yeah.
So, and persistence is one thing that can get you very far. You might not be the better in talent, but you might be the guy who works the most. And I never deny work, bro. Never. That's my thing. Always. The rest of it is up to God, bro.
Yes. Yes. Louis.
Thank you so much, bro.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Love you,
Appreciate you. Love you, brother. It's been so good.
Thank you.
You have your single coming out on Sunday.
Sunday, Sabroso.
Fantastic.
It's a
We
salsa. Yeah.
look forward to having a listen.
I will send it.
Getting a dance on to some good salsa.
It will be good. Next time I'll put a sax on it.
Oh, hey, I know a guy.
I know. All good, bro. Awesome. Thank
appreciate you, brother. Thank you,
Thank you so much, man. That's it.
Beautiful.
Awesome, bro.
Oh, bring it in.
What a great time,
Let's
bro.
get one of those hugs you were talking about.
Love you, bro. Really.
You're a good guy.
Really.
You really are.